All right, my friends, I got for you an old school stonefly pattern called a halfback. I tied this one on the other day, and I left it on all day, and man, it didn't catch a dang thing. My boys were just railing them on these rubber legs. I'm like, hey, where'd you get that rubber legs? And like, from out your box. But my commitment to this was admirable. I stuck with it no matter what. I always think it's good to make a wrong decision and then just ride that to the scene of the crash. It is an interesting pattern, though. It's a good one. It's fun. It kind of looks like a woolly bugger. And I just got this in a size 6, though I kind of like this fly smaller. I'm just restocking what I use, but it's on a 6. I got about 13 wraps of 020 lead wire, a 4mm bead. It's a trick I always use. On a lead wrap, I just double my thread over, and I use the rotary feature of the vise, and I just use the 2 threads to build that taper. It kind of takes a lot of thread work to get that taper, and doubling the thread cuts that in half. So you might notice I wrapped that lead counter wrapped too, so that when my thread torque spins, it spins that tag down rather than up. And I'm going to jam a few wraps in there. This thing's like a copper beaded assassin, really, in a way, which is a really good fly for me, and I fish it all the time. It's a great fly on the trend. I caught a big box-headed buck with that thing this winter under an indicator. I usually swing it. This thing, you can swing it, strip it, put it under an indicator. It's a fairly versatile stonefly, so I like it. I'm going to get about 20 pheasant tail fibers here, and I'm going to measure them. I'm going to roll my fingers and get them about a half a body length long, and I'm going to catch those in and tie them forward. Now, I should tie these a little bit further forward. I'm going to come up, just a few turns, but it might have been better to come up to the back of that lead wrap. And I'm going to cut this out and reverse it. You'll see sometimes people will pick up a new batch of pheasant tail for this, but I'm, cheap like this. Efficient, I think I want to call it. Okay, so I'm going to catch that in, but it does leave a little bit of a bump there, and I could have mitigated that bump by bringing that pheasant tail forward, but I want to make sure I have enough length in it. So I'm going to have to do some thread work to to flush out that hump. Could put a little ball of dubbing on there. And it really doesn't show because we're going to put some peacock over this thing, and it's going to kind of cover it. Okay, so we've got that. That's going to be the halfback. It's going to, the back of the fly. And I'm going to tie in these pheasant tail fibers. I'm going to just get like a half a dozen of them maybe, and I'm going to clip off their tips, and I'm going to tie them in there. And I'm going to bring my thread forward to about the halfway point between the hook point and the back of the bead, maybe a little bit further forward than that, but about halfway. And I'm going to wrap those peacock curls using the rotary feature of the vise. But first I'm going to put down some Sally Hansen's. Sally Hansen's your finest fly tying lacquer. Sally, you know what to do. Hit me up. I want to be your spokesperson. Okay, so we're going to spin that forward, and that I'm just going to not put that in the cradle or even hold it out of the way. I'm just going to let that wind around. It's a big fly, and a few extra thread wraps are not going to hurt me. So I'm going to just not pay attention to that bobbin right now. That bobbin, by the way, is that Fly Smith tungsten alloy bobbin, and it's a good one, man. Best wire bobbin out there as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so we're going to catch that peacock in and cut it off. And again, you twist that together and put a little lacquer under it. It toughens it up. This fly's got some stuff over the top of it, and I try to make it as durable as possible. A lot of times big stonefly is going to be the first thing on the rig, and so that fly needs to hold up a little bit better. So I'm just going to take a piece of hen saddle hackle right here, and this is sized to about, I don't know, like it's going to be down around the hook point. It's not going to be a 6. It's probably going to be like a 10. And I just want to wrap my thread back behind it right now. It's a little bit awkward, but I'm going to take my thread back to that pheasant tail tie-in point, and I'm going to wrap this hackle back to that. And that's going to toughen up that peacock curl. And that thing pulled out, which is a little bit of a hassle. So I'm going to just try it again. I usually cut a little Velcro-y zipper on the end of that thing to hold it in, and tying it in on the bare stem was probably a bad idea. But I'm going to just try it again. It's not going to hurt anybody. So, you know, just stick with it. You know, I have been fishing different flies lately. We fish with rubber legs all the time, and it works all the time. And I've just sort of decided to start experimenting a little bit. You know, not if I got people in the boat and I got to put them on fish. But if we're out walking, or if I'm fishing with my buddies, then I just try to make it, you know, I try to just see what works and try to learn something out there instead of just repeating my former success. Okay, so I'm going to nip that out. You can break that out if you want, but it's a little bit risky. So now I'm going to just push that hackle down, and I'm going to bring that pheasant tail over the top, and that's going to create that halfback on the fly. And so I'll bring that forward and cut it out, and I'm going to put some more pheasant tail on here. And I'm only going to get about 3 of them this time, because I don't have as much long as distance to travel, and I'm going to try to wind them in tight. And this is going to be pretty much just the same deal as the back. I'm going to wind through it and put another hackle on top of that thing. So kind of trim these and catch them in, spin them together, and all the same routine. And this is a great fly. I think it is better in a smaller size. I don't know if that's true or not, but just when I'm fishing a number 6 stonefly, it's usually a rubber legs, and that thing works great. And I have caught a lot of fish on this, but again, I prefer it in a 10, maybe. I don't know what they eat it for. And it is a versatile fly. I mean, it's definitely worth tying and fishing, but it's an old school pattern. I mean, it's been around, you know, longer than I have, probably. And I've been around a while. I mean, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do on this one, just another one of those feathers off of that same bunch, off that same hen saddle. These aren't real high quality, you know, this is not dry fly hackle here. It's kind of webby and a little bit messy, which is good. It's what you want. You're going to get movement out of this. You just want that stuff to flutter around. Okay, so I'm going to, again, bring that thread back to where I tied off that wing case, or that halfback, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to just palmer that back and do the same routine. I'll catch that in. Okay, so listen, friends, thanks for following me over here to YouTube from the Instagram. I don't know if this is going to work for me or not, but I'm trying it out. So if it does, if my people follow me over here, I'll keep going on YouTube, and I can do a little bit longer videos and give you a little more detail and share a little bit more of what I've tried to learn out there. I mean, if it doesn't work, then, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter to me that much. This is not my life. Okay, so look, I'm going to whip finish that by hand. You could pick up your whip finish tool. It doesn't really matter. If you get a good whip finish on there with some lacquer in it, it's going to stay put. I'm going to cut that with my lightning sharp, the Fly Smith scissors. Okay, friends, take care. Hope this helps you.